So if I can start with a few minutes of comments. I think the starting point is that when Rouhani replaced Ahmadinejad as the president of the religious dictatorship that rules Iran, politicians around the world, diplomats and indeed some other public servants, had expectations which had been created about Mr. Rouhani. Those of us who've spent a lot of time in recent years considering the affairs of Iran and also of Iraq and the region in general did not quite see it in the same way. And I choose my words carefully, the most disgusting manner, by stringing people up from cranes. And it has included hanging a political dissident without even giving him the opportunity to speak to members of his family in the hours before his death. So any appeasement of such a regime is horrifying to me. There has been issued a statement by more than 400 UK parliamentarians from both houses and all political parties highlighting our demands not only for a regime change in Iran, but above all in immediate terms for the residents of Camp Liberty. I and some other people along this table attended the huge rally on the 27th June in Paris, in which tens of thousands of people participated from all around the world. 600 parliamentarians and dignitaries took part from 69 countries in 5 continents to express our solidarity with the people of Iran on the removal of the mullah's regime, and also for the important 10-point programme of Mrs. Rajavi, President-elect of the NCRI, for the future of Iran. Right. The UN and our own government to take immediate action for the protection of the Camp Liberty residents. We particularly ask UNAMI and the UNHCR to go back to the camp and take UN blue helmets with them for the protection of the residents. Also, as chairman of the British Parliamentary Group for Iran Freedom, I will continue to raise the matter with the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, which has some new ministers this week, and with our government, and will work towards the expansion of this committee meeting here today to ensure that a correct and considered and judicious policy towards Iran will be addressed by the government. Thank you very much.
Our message, of course, also goes to Madam Rajavi. Our message is the same as it always is. We support your determined and inspirational efforts to bring relief and change for your people. We will continue to speak out here and wherever we can to draw attention to the brutality that is perpetrated daily in Camp Liberty. We shall not remain silent, Madam Rajavi. We will continue to bring this attention to the attention of your people's plight to the rest of the world through this Parliament. And our own message to our own government is, as we've said so many times, do not be fooled by the meaningless words of the regime. As I say, don't be fooled by these so-called appeasers. My dear friends, I am sorry about this shortage of time today, but may I end by saying to Madam Rajavi and all peace-loving people, we will continue, and in the words of our former chairman, Lord Robin Corbett, Iran will be free.
We have come together in this emergency conference just before the recess to address a very urgent issue that lies close to our hearts: the safety and security of the residents in Camp Liberty. We've just seen, as always, Madam Rajavi speaking with integrity. She is outstanding. You can tell she's a person of integrity with her 10 points, with determination, and as the outstanding leader which she is. It's always been an honour for me to go to the Paris event and to listen to her speak. We come to help you to turn ambition into reality. We come here to help you to turn determination for Iran's future for democracy. So going to that meeting for me was once again extraordinary. One of the major steps in that direction is that we take every opportunity to highlight the plight of the residents of Camp Ashraf and Liberty, and to ensure that there's a strong voice on their behalf at the United Nations and through the European Union and elsewhere, to secure the international protection for these Iranian refugees in Camp Liberty. Madam Rajavi, again, with her standing speech, produced a 10-point plan. None of those points can be faulted. So it is essential that the US government and the UN take urgent action to secure the safety and protection of Camp Liberty before it is too late. That, in combination with a public and vocal support for the Iranian resistance and the democratic aspiration of the Iranian people, will ensure that Iran is free.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share very few points with you about the current situation in Iraq, which I have witnessed part of it sometime in the past. A lot of you follow the media and ask the question how the Iraqi army disintegrated in such a way that they didn't even put a fight against the insurgents when they took Mosul. In fact, this question is easy to answer because an army that is built on a sectarian base. And let me tell you that I personally witnessed in Camp Ashraf when an officer with the rank of lieutenant would override the decisions of a general simply because it happened that a lieutenant is supported by the Prime Minister's office and he reports directly to the Prime Minister's office, who runs this brigade of anti-terrorist brigade. So you cannot run a country with such a divided army where a lieutenant gives orders to a general. You know very well that UNAMI, the United Nations Mission for Assistance of Iraq, put all its weight behind al-Maliki, saying that without al-Maliki, Iraq will fall into pieces. It will fall apart. So history has demonstrated that was completely untrue, and that al-Maliki was part of the problem of Iraq rather than a solution. The Iraqi army ran away from Mosul on the night of the 9th to the 10th of June, and UNAMI ran away on the 16th of June. They abandoned their mission and they went to Amman. The MOU signed with the government of Iraq by the former Asaraji Kobler states that UNAMI will undertake monitoring of Camp Liberty 24/7, and that they will make sure that they will not be left on their own. And I thank you very much.